And we are back here. Oh, nope. There we go. Finally. We are back here with Real News Quarantine. It's not a traditional episode. We're not playing Minecraft. We're literally just shooting the shit, looking at homes. News. We need to do that first.
Homes we can't afford.
Yeah. Homes we're dreaming for. We just found some like $5 million ones in New York.
I went high to low, and the top one was 79 million.
Jesus. Wait, is this in San Francisco?
No, this is New York.
Oh, okay, we're still in New York.
Yeah, New York's gonna find probably one of the most census places on the planet. So
We found a funny part though of that. The rich ass homes up here, they looked all nice and fancy and everything. The lake looked really good, but then you went on the other side of the lake to the cheap homes, and they for some reason the lake looked worse. But
yeah, that's why they're cheap.
yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, we must do news. The only important news I can think of that's happening right now is Diamond Silk have been fired from Fox News. That's bullshit. Fox News is being PC. They're being a bunch of pussies, firing them over conspiracy theories. What the fuck's wrong with conspiracy theories? I say they move on to InfoWars. Howard Stern is endorsing Joe Biden. He's being a little bitch and a sellout.
Who?
Howard Stern.
Who's Howard Stern? Dude, they're all like, if they're in entertainment, they're probably Democrat, and they're probably gonna endorse some Democrat or whatever. I'm not. I don't give a shit about like the radio personality, like, or any personality for that matter. Like, oh, I'm endorsing, like, it's like Biden, or it's like Barack Obama endorsing Biden, like at the last possible moment or whatever. Like this dude served under you for 8 years, and you're waiting until he absolutely wins the fucking nomination to finally support him. Not a peep. Rest of the entire primary season. Then as soon as Joe Biden rigs the fucking primary to his benefit, that's when he's like, Biden's an honest person.
He's a good guy.
Really good.
We work well together. Other than houses, though, Pentagon declassified Navy videos of UFOs, confirming some private videos.
Nice.
So Alex Jones is gonna have a shit show tomorrow. He's gonna love this. He's gonna get all jazzed up again. I don't blame him. Like I'm getting jazzed up with conspiracies now after the shit we've seen over the past few days. Oh fuck! Didn't want to go to Reuters. Go back to expensive ass homes. Let's see. I'm gonna go to San Francisco, where you are, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco.
It's a shithole.
California dreaming for a shithole.
I'm gonna go look at
the city that fucking Nancy Pelosi ruined.
Mm-hmm.
God, it's decimated. San Francisco. I want to fucking cry every time I see something about how wrecked that fucking place is.
It
like,
used to be
so
the hippest city ever.
I'm gonna look in fucking Florida and see what I can find.
You can find Florida, like, man.
Oh, Miami. Oh, God, Miami would be wrecked.
Dude, look
Miami.
God, this is insane.
Look at the Bay of Biscayne.
I mean, this one home in San Francisco is pretty new and modern, but it's tiny as shit, and it's $5 million.
Oh my god! I'm pretty sure I've seen this in a movie or something somewhere. This looks like one of those fucking
Oh, okay, let me open that up.
Holy Nikes.
Oh shit, that's gorgeous.
Right. Oh yeah, you got
$20 million on this.
Oh yeah.
Time on Zillow, 83 days. Yeah, I wonder why.
Well, it has its own elevator.
What?
Yeah, there's an elevator in that house. Oh man. It's like
Everything,
Trump money right here.
dude, like, everything is white and tan.
I wonder if
Everything.
they have like a Zillow, like this is like a cheaper one. I wonder if they have
Dude.
like a Zillow for like rich people.
I think we're looking at it.
No, I bet there's more. Holy fuck! Like these are probably like they probably have some other ones where you can like buy fucking castles on.
Wait, 13-star island, 40 million. Oh, does it come with these lights and everything and this water fountain? Holy shit!
That's like a fucking winery in there.
Looks like Mar-a-Lago, kind of.
Holy fuck, $40 million. So if I had Trump money, I'd love to get something like that.
Dude, this is gonna be our, like, we were just shooting a shit before we started streaming. Like, you had this idea, Alex, of making like a Trump frat house, basically. Let's make a
Yeah.
fucking like Playboy mansion, but for Trump, and it's the MAGA mansion. This is the MAGA mansion right here.
Oh my god, on the same island, there's another $40 million house.
Jesus.
Oh my god, the fucking winery, does it come with the wine?
Hell no. You gotta pay for that shit.
Star Island.
Yeah, they probably call it that because you'd be a fucking star to afford that fucking winery.
Holy shit. James May would like that.
That's more wine than I could probably
my-
drink in like a fucking lifetime.
I was gonna say, why would you need that much space? Look,
Why-
it's not
if you're
even
gonna buy
filled.
a house like that, you're gonna be having guests over.
Dude, look, that vase is full of corks.
Yes, they fucking. Holy fuck!
It's
Like,
got
they have a full-on like bar over here. Probably multiple bars in that house. What the fuck is that? Like a gun room or like what? Like is that another
What?
wine room?
based.
Like I don't really know what I'd even use that for. A full-on fucking like gym in there. Actually, no, my uncle had something like that.
A
but he's-
big ad for Universal on every goddamn TV. Dude, look at the safe. Did you see that? Okay, this has like an Asian theme to it because there's like a Buddha there, but there's like a fucking safe. Look at that, and behind the bar.
Well, if you have $40 million for that fucking house, you probably need to have a fucking safe.
Oh yeah.
Gold.
Dude, you're gonna need multiple safes.
You'll need a cartel with a safe. Safe with a cartel surrounding it.
Dude, look above the bed. 3 samurai swords. That is
Oh, we have a
badass.
weeaboo here. Fucking Naruto's living in this house. Probably has like a secret hentai collection.
Yeah, that's what's in the safe. Well, and then it's got this gaming PC too. Look at that. Oh, it's a gamer.
Let's see. Where's the gaming PC? Where's the computer?
Look in the bedroom. It's the picture right next to the walk-in closet picture.
Holy fuck, they're like the living room looks like like if you're going to a hotel, like fucking lobby.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it fucking does.
I'm gonna take a look at it.
Did you see the bedroom yet?
I'm looking at there's multiple pictures of the bedroom. Holy
There's
fuck.
multiple bedrooms.
Yeah, like multiple fucking master bedrooms.
It's near the bottom-ish, kind of.
Holy shit, that's just like got their kimono in there. Is that a PC?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, it is.
PC. Yeah, see it?
Barely see that. Yeah, I see it now. I want to go back. I'm not. Yeah, I guess that is their computer. I mean, I'd have just a straight up office. Oh yeah, yep, it's a fucking weeaboo. Probably looking at anime porn on there.
Dude, it's a gamer. It's a fucking gamer. This is the gamer mansion.
I just got this den too with all this like, and there's another computer. There's a Mac. See, that's how you know like this person's pretentious. He's got that like he has a fucking straight up office.
He has both. He has a Mac and a PC. This is a true.
He has a straight up fucking office and like 6 bedrooms.
Yeah. He's gotta have one for each bitch. He's got, just like one here, one there, one everywhere.
Can't give the Mac to the girls because they're probably not smart enough to use it. Computer.
See, this dude's like, this is a pimp's house. This is a fucking pimp's house, like a weeaboo pimp.
Yeah, you get
Dude,
some like.
He's
real-
got his
this is, like,
bitches'
Joe
rooms.
Exotic if you actually-
Celebrities who have owned or own houses on Star Island include Sean P. Diddy Combs, Amelia and Gloria Stefan, Don Johnson, Rosie O'Donnell,
Of course.
and
Miami
Shaquille
Vice.
O'Neal.
Jesus. How did Rosie own one?
And then I'm looking at this. The fucking the elementary school's like great, but the fucking high school and the middle school are like shit.
How
So
so?
like it says the great schools rating, like Nautilus Middle School gets 4 out of 10, Miami Beach Senior High gets like 4 out of 10. Like what the fuck? I guess they're all like, if you have that sort of money, you can pay to go and have them like tutored at home. I just pay like a fucking teacher to go and teach them one-on-one.
Yo, I see a 40 million. Is this the same one?
And
Oh,
there's
yeah,
two
same one.
$40 million houses over there.
I wonder if our Florida our local Florida man that we know has a house down here.
I don't think so.
I bet he goes to all the parties here though.
Dude, Miami has a crazy.
It's Venetian Way. That like one of those ons with those fucking things over there. Let's see.
Wow.
I'm gonna remove that. I'm gonna go and see where all the houses are, where all the crazy expensive ones are.
I'm looking at 32 mil one. Let's check this
All
bitch
that
out.
fucking drug money.
Oh yeah. Maybe that's the business I should be getting into. Fuck politics.
I'm telling you, man, get into like housing, man.
Oh, I was talking about drugs, dude. I'm kidding. Kidding. Feds.
Key West. I'm sure there's gonna be some expensive shit over here. No, not as much as Star Island. Like Star Island, like that's probably the most expensive things are over there, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're like, I just don't think they're putting these houses on Zillow.
That's the other thing. Yeah, I don't think they're putting all the big ticket ones on fucking Zillow.
What's this fucking house? Is this?
Well, they've got quite a bit. Like Star Island, Palm Island, all that shit, man.
I'm gonna put, because you can put a price range on here. I'm gonna put a minimum of 10 million, and actually let's make it a minimum of 20 million.
Dude, this house is in the middle of the ocean. What the fuck are you doing with this house?
Dude, just chilling, you know, nobody to bother you. I like that.
Just like a plot. I think you can just sell.
Oops, I did 200.
This is a fucking trailer in the middle of the fucking ocean for 15 grand.
Dude, I've been scrolling down. I sorted this thing from high to low. I've been scrolling down for a bit now, and I still haven't come up with less than 16.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. Alex, there's no picture of this home.
It's in the middle of the ocean.
You can buy this block of water.
To the bottom. I just now got to the bottom of the first page, and it's at 16 now.
Jesus. 16. Let's look at this 37 mil one. That 40 mil like takes the cake though. Like it's pretty impressive. Like there's a gap, not just in price. What the fuck is this? Yo, what is this? Let me send you this. Look at the sculptures in here. Dude, what is this? What the fuck is that?
That clown.
It's a Joker. No, it's a ballerina.
Oh. This is some pretentious shit. This looks like a fucking Starbucks.
Dude, look at the surfboard. Dude, look at this. In the second picture, look at the second picture. There's like this surfboard on the side here.
It's like fucking cowboy over there. Looks like a fucking kindergartner drew that fucking mural.
Oh yeah. Wait, what the fuck is going on in this picture?
He's got like Moon Man up there and a fucking cowboy.
Wait, which one is that?
It's it's near the end.
Oh, it's near the end. Oh, I see it. Yeah, what the fuck?
It looks like shit.
Oh god.
I wonder if I can find like. I'm gonna see.
That is a bomb-looking house right there.
Okay,
I search by
let's check
keywords.
out
I want to find a house with like a bunker.
A bunker?
I want to see like a fucking prepper house.
They probably have their own version of Zillow for that. Dude, after coronavirus, I'm a fucking prepper. I'll admit it. I'm going full prepper now. I'm going full conspiracy theorist prepper. Like, fuck the globalist. I'm going for it. Oh, this house has a huge Oriental rug. Damn.
Like prepper houses for sale. I want to find this.
Fucking 12 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms. Fucking 60, 76 feet. Fucking nuts.
Oh my god, this is found a fucking the prepper Zillow.
Yes. What is this? Eagle Star? It would be fucking like that.
Oh, it's in Panama City, Florida.
Nevada. It would be in Nevada. Shooting resort.
This is so. This looks like this like website was made in the fucking 90s.
Yeah, this is a 90s website, dude.
I bet these places
Preppers
are
weren't
going
even
like
a
hotcakes
thing,
right
man.
now.
What was that?
I bet these fucking properties are going like hotcakes right now because people want to fucking prep. There's a Buies Blanc Island, Michigan off-grid log home. Fucking log house for 150 grand.
Oh, I found another $40 million one. Another 40 mil. Whoa.
It's the highest price you can fucking put for a house on there. That like 40 mil is just like the highest.
Yo, it's got those cool stairs where they don't. They have, you know, it looks like they're floating. Yo.
I found another one. Survivalist Realty.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna buy.
Yo, that's the bed. Wait, how do you? Here's the only problem I'm noticing with some of these homes, like these 40 mil ones with the big ass windows. There were like no blinds on them, no curtains, nothing. Unless something like rolls down, maybe. Like that would kind of bother me. Oh, I see it now. Yeah, there's some that rolls down. Yo, I found my new favorite home. Yo. Interested
Black
in
Rifle Real Estate.
What was that?
See this one, Black Rifle Real Estate.
Yes. Dude, check out this one. I think it's a penthouse.
Oh my god, yeah, it looks like a fucking like these Roman columns in there.
Dude, that's fucking Chad. That's how you live.
Yeah, it looks like they're living on a fucking like yacht.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. Guys are nice, clean, modern homes.
How can I filter by price? Filter by.
So how do we get $40 million, guys?
Where do I find the most prices? How do I look for filter by price?
So my turning point gig ain't giving me 40 mil. It's only giving me $50 a week, and that stops. Oh, I hate. Okay, I don't like those sinks that are like, they're out. You know, they're like a fucking bowl. Like, get it in the fucking like flush with the, whatchamacallit, the countertop.
Price. Let's gonna do minimum price 30. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. $30 million minimum.
Now you're talking. I wonder if anybody's actually watching this stream. Watch this, our most watched stream.
Let's go and see. Let's do minimum price of $40 million.
If anybody wants to give us super chats, now is the time. This is
New Jersey. Why the fuck would I want to pay for $40 million for a house in New Jersey?
Why would you even want to be in New Jersey? Oh, Tim Pool.
$65 million. It's just land. What? Why would I want to pay $65 million for like?
Yo, send me that.
It's a little bit over half acre of land in New Jersey. I think someone put like 65 grand in there or something, and they just kept putting zeros.
Oh, Sam's watching. He says, "Come to Florida and be a narco with me." Yo, let me open up the chat. Sorry, Sam. I need to open up the chat.
How much? Okay, so 166 acres farmland. It's just farmland for $49 million. this doesn't even look that good. Like, no, like maybe. I don't know. That's just a lot of money.
Yeah, maybe you want some nice farmland.
I don't want lots. See anything over 40 grand. Where am I gonna find these houses at? Houston. What's this bad boy?
By the way, Tim Pool was on Joe Rogan again. Encourage
Oh.
everyone to check that out.
Yeah, he had a really good one with when the
We had the Twitter CEO on.
the Twitter CEO and
His mouthpiece.
whack job attorney / whatever, giving a whole bunch of bullshit answers.
Yeah. Dude, he was killer in that. He just knew straight
Yeah.
facts right out of his head.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a guy. That's another guy I like. I mean, I really do like legit journalism. Like, and I'm like, and I think it's gotten to this point where they're just catering to a small fan base, and that's pretty much it. And I mean, I guess the scene's different now than it was back in the 80s, 90s, whatever. Just because there's like more options, more, more channel options, more ways to watch it now, and it's like, well, I don't have to watch like CNN, like and it's like, and we always bitch about like, well, how come CNN is a far cry from what they were in the 80s? Well, it's like, well, I mean, the game has changed.
Hop in that chat, boys.
Yeah, hop in the chat. Sam's coming in.
Okay.
It's going to be a party.
All right.
I was hoping for a smoother transition, but that'll do. Okay, $65.5 million, and it's not even an acre. Dude, this isn't even a fucking acre in New Jersey, and it's $65 million.
I know, yeah, I
Is
fucked
Jimmy
up.
Hoffa buried here or something? 65 million? Maybe I should like be like Jack Dorsey.
For that much, Al Pacino needs to be playing Jimmy Hoffa and be buried.
Yeah.
I'm Jimmy Hoffa. What? You're not Jimmy Hoffa. You're Al Pacino. I don't know what
He was very Al Pacino in that role, but it was kind of amusing. Like, it was kind of fun.
I mean, it's always, look, when Al Pacino's in a movie, it's always amusing, but it's just not from a acting perspective. It's just like, well, shit, it's Al Pacino, and he's kind of
And he's shouting.
himself, I guess.
Yeah. I just love when he starts shouting. It always gets funnier. He's like,
I'm gambling again. What?
She had a nice ass. You know, they say like stuff like that. It's like, oh man, dude. You're extra, but you're funny. This place, oh my god, this place is gorgeous on the outside. Dude, how come all these Florida homes are super hot? And I don't want to live in Florida. That's the problem. It's like, it's too fucking hot.
Oh yeah, the only time I didn't even live. It was like we spent like a month or two Sebring, which was like close to Orlando-ish, but like,
Don't they have that circuit over there?
yeah. I woke up every day in a fucking sweat. I'm like, no, this isn't fucking happening.
Yeah.
Like, I even had the air conditioning on still. Like, I'm like ready to fucking die. I'm like, this is too much.
I remember when I went down there for Disney World when I was in the band. Like, literally the first day, I had to stop and like sit down for a bit because I couldn't handle the heat. And it wasn't even that hot. Like, it wasn't like 110. It was, I think, even in the 80s or 90, barely into the 90s. Like, it wasn't that bad that it, could be worse. This fucking place I posted though, it says the first sentence is progressive thinking and sophisticated design curated for island living. Wait, you're going into Illinois now?
Yeah, I'm looking for anything over 45 grand. Over 40 grand.
Fucking.
You get like a fucking apartment in Chicago.
Chicago.
What the fuck is this? That's ridiculous.
Yo, that's a pretty place.
Dude, it's a fucking $45 million. I want more than
Like-
that. Like,
Yo,
that's just-
dude, it has a fucking fountain. What are you talking about?
dude, it's not even, it's in Chicago. I don't want to live in Chicago, like, and worry about getting mugged.
I don't want to live in Chicago. I don't want to live in Florida. I want to
Well,
live
Florida
somewhere.
I can live with. I can live with
I
Florida.
can't.
Like, at least they have good beaches there.
Dude, this is like a fancy mansion. Where's the interiors? Like, there's only a few interior shots.
I mean, it's nice, don't get me wrong, but 45 million.
It's a bit pricey. Unprecedented urban estate. Yeah, unprecedented is right. Grand in every way, but not overwhelming. The design is perfect for large-scale entertaining. Well, what do they mean by large-scale entertaining? As well as intimate everyday living. Ooh.
No. Like, there's some in Colorado that are ridiculously.
Yeah. Oh, funny thing about that is my aunt and uncle and cousins live out in Colorado, and my uncle's actually a realtor there.
That's when you get 15 miles of trails.
Let's see, where
Apparently.
is this? Yo, what is that's like a fucking resort. Yo, you get like stables, or are those like fucking garages?
It's whatever you want it to be. You get your own private, like, fucking movie theater in there.
Yo, this is okay. This is officially a dope place.
I don't like for $45 million. So I don't like the.
Dude, you
I
get
guess it
fucking,
would be the attic. They could have done a better job with that.
you get fucking golf course. Oh my god.
And they have like loft beds over there with like TV screens on there. Come on. If
Yo,
I'm paying this much money, I want no fucking loft bed.
it has a movie theater room that comes with the mics. Oh my god. Yeah, I see the attic. I see what you mean. Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, they could have done better.
And then I guess it has a private lake out there too.
And the fucking bunk beds? What is this? With their own little TVs?
You can pretend that you're still in Boy Scouts. Oh, here's one that'll take the cake.
Is this an impressive place, though?
It's like a fucking castle. Oh, you have the fucking Chinese fucking interior.
Okay, let me check that. Oh,
Looks
another
like they
Asian
got that
theme one?
safe- Where they have that fucking like wall that's for the veterans or something.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
garages for snowmobiles.
What about
Oh, and
that
a little
thing?
bridge.
What
What?
about that veteran wall?
It kind of looks like that with that circly bit.
Yeah, it kind of does. This looks like a Bond villain's lair.
I know somebody could use that.
He might one day. Oh my god. Yeah, let's see. You got the snowmobile, so you can like be chasing a snowmobile after this character. You know, you come to this place and
An indoor swimming pool that goes to the outside as well. That's pretty badass.
it's probably
And then
got
a hot
sharks
tub
in
that's
it.
indoors. I guess probably saltwater.
Yeah, it's probably got fucking sharks in it or
If I'm paying
piranhas.
$78 million, it better be a saltwater pool.
This is Dr. No's fucking place. Or Blofeld. We need to come up with like a Bond villain name for our Bond villain.
Max Myers. That's good.
Yeah, that'd be an
Oh.
interesting Bond villain name. What the fuck is this? This is an indoor golf course?
Yeah, what is that? Oh my god.
That's actually pretty cool. Well,
Wait, no,
wait
no,
a
no.
second.
That's a batting thing. I wouldn't. I was gonna say batting cage, but it's not really. There's no cage.
Well,
Oh,
then they also have an indoor tennis court.
yeah. There's a tennis one too. Jesus.
Indoor rock climbing wall.
This is a fucking resort. Oh my god.
It's like a fucking mall.
Look at the TV and look at all the decks next to it.
Wait, why? How the fuck do I even get up to the thing to go and mess with those blinds? I want that automatic.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. Like those blinds are way up there.
I need a blend of.
And
Like,
another
I feel
hot
like
tub outside.
I need a blend of modern and like old.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't want to look too old school because it's kind of weird. Like you own slaves or something, but then I don't want like
You don't want a
I don't want it too
plantation.
modern. Yeah, I don't want it too modern either because it's like weird. Like too, like I hate looking at like. The only problem with like Miami Beach is like they get modern like.
I like it personally.
Modern.
Sometimes it can
To
be
the
a bit
point-
too much, but I do like some old touches here and there.
Yeah, I need a good mix. Like I need a good mix, because you know if it's too modern then it just looks uncomfortable. Like I don't know, it just the look of it just is like ouch. Like I don't know. So just some of the furniture is all shaped weird.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's when
Yeah.
it becomes more design than function.
Oh fuck! I found another interesting one in.
We found a waifu home.
I found another one in like fucking Denver. Or Colorado.
That's where my uncle actually lives, in Denver. A little bit outside, I think. They moved like
But
5
this one
times.
comes with like a fucking bison farm.
A bison farm.
Like a fully operational farm. I guess you'd probably pay more for that operation than the actual house. So the house looks like a fucking cabin.
Wow, is this 45 million?
Better job restoring the actual house, I guess, you know, and a horse farm. So I guess, you know, the house is
Dude,
kind of shit.
this is the ultimate Chad bum flat.
Looks like you're living in like fucking Red Dead Redemption over here.
The Chad pad.
Oh, good fishing.
I did think it was pretty cool that they had those man-made islands in Miami.
Dude, I want a man-made island.
Yeah.
See, people give people shit for living on islands. I'm like, dude, I'd be the same way. I'd want an island.
Yeah.
Quite
That's like that's like a libertarian's dream. Like, I want an island. Nobody. I want anybody fucking me. Yeah.
Wait, is Star Island man-made?
Yeah.
That would be. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you'd have Joe Exotic be like, this is Joe Exotic
you got-
Island. No government can
got
touch me
$5
here.
million fucking house over here in Coral Gables.
Gay bulls.
Did you already see this one?
Link it. No, link it. Maybe not. This is in Florida.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll eventually find Florida man.
Florida man ain't living in this fucking house.
Well, not anymore, is he?
Jesus. It's like a dude. Is that the
That's-
that looks like the Scarface house?
Probably was the Scarface house.
I was gonna
That
say.
price. Yeah, it makes sense.
Looks
It's
like
something like the world is yours globe on the front.
Oh, then their gym is just shit though. Like, I like the one
Oh.
house.
you're gonna mince words on the fucking gym. They have a gym. Just having one is insane.
But for
Yes.
you know, when it's over $40 million, you know, my uncle has a gym in his house, and his house was like 300,000.
What?
Like for 55,000, I mean, not a full gym, but it's more of a gym than this piece of shit. And then he just like stuck a TV down a mirror.
Looks like yeah, it totally looks like it. Right next to Montana Realty Company. Montana Realty Company.
Or this person, I
Right to
think,
check.
there's some things I liked about this house, like that, you know, it's a 4-car garage and stuff, but like,
It's honestly not that impressive. Like if you
Yeah,
took the
it's not-
furniture out, it wouldn't be that impressive.
it's part of the location. Like, I mean, it is right on some fancy ass place.
Dude,
But
look
they
at
could've
how many
definitely-
fucking shoes this person has in their walk-in closet. Oh, sorry, female. Makes sense now. They must have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
You should go make a fucking island called Penn Island, put in Florida.
That'd be the peak Florida, man.
Oh my god.
They have over 50 pairs of shoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's women for you. That's what they spend their money on. Like,
Check, yeah.
I could buy all these cars and like.
Well, I have to have a pair of shoes that match my skirt or match my dress or match my top.
And I
have
really
to
like this
dress right.
design, but I also liked it in purple, pink, and
Yeah.
black. So I got them all. I couldn't decide, so I just got them all.
And I can't just get the cheap shit. I have to, I have to splurge a little bit.
You only live once. That's what you tell me.
Right.
Hey there.
Hello, Sam.
Hey, what's up?
Join the party. You want?
Sean, I don't fucking appreciate you talking shit about Florida. Why don't you want to move here? You would totally.
You have to be either rich or a criminal to live out there.
Well, not where I'm at, which I'm not going to
Or
disclose.
Undisclosed location.
or you have to be in Bobby Boucher country. Fucking what, the Gainesville? Is that like that's like the
Well, that's the
Well,
hick part, Florida.
fucking yeah.
Well, I will say that I like in the Tampa area, so like that's not too bad depending on where you are.
My problem is it's so hot in Florida. It is always hot and it sucks.
It's only really hot for like 3 months out of the out for like 3 or 4 months out of the year.
You get out of there, Bobby. The sun is the devil.
Wow. Wow, Phil with the racist impressions already. So
Yeah, let's kick him out before we get
The
fucking
sun is the devil.
demonetized.
No, you never seen Waterboy? That's
Yeah.
the mom. That's the mom. Don't you get it? You get out there, boy. The sun is the devil.
Boy.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Well, so I'm also originally from Colorado. I don't know if you guys knew that. So,
Oh yeah, you did mention that before.
Yeah, I think he did.
but
We were
Yeah,
looking at
so-
homes there, and we found this fucking like Chad pad. It was like this $50 million ranch where you had like fucking bison and everything. Like it was impressive. I mean, I've seen some of the real estate there before. 'Cause when I visited there, my uncle who lives there is a realtor, but seeing some of these places, like this one place that Alex found, looks like a Bond villain lair. It is fit for
I
our
saw
Bond
that.
villain. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I would love to move back to Denver at some point or to
Oh, but-
Colorado,
That's just
but I'll tell you what. Between the marijuana and the fact that between the marijuana and the little faggot governor running things over there, I can't afford to move back. So
Yeah, I wouldn't want to live there, honestly. It's beautiful, but man, is it just a goofy place.
yeah, I wanted to move. I wanted to live in California, but we just couldn't do it because of the taxes and
Oh, dude,
shit.
it's so insane. What's worse is Seattle. Have you ever seen how bad it is there?
Oh, I've heard it. Yeah, I've heard it's horrible.
Yo, let's look
so-
for houses in Seattle. Now we're gonna be talking. I mean, it's
I-
nice
yeah,
weather.
I've seen $40 million houses over there, but let me double check.
Oh, I'll find you. I mean, it is a beautifully like the climate's fabulous, but man, the taxes on everything are nuts, and it's already expensive. Like everything is fucking expensive, like super duper expensive, and then everything closes at like 5 p.m., which was the weirdest thing.
They're lazy.
Sean, I'm gonna sell you on Florida. You ready?
Oh boy.
I think nothing for $30 million.
We're basically Trump country out here. We have no income tax here. properties here are pretty reasonable actually compared to like California or some other places.
Reasonable. We were just looking
Yeah.
at $40 million homes in Florida.
Well, that's Miami Beach. Like that's
I know.
Yeah,
that's not
well,
like
well, I'm talking like Tampa, like
Yeah.
If you go down to like if you go down to Miami, then fuck yeah, you're gonna pay. By the way, oh yeah, you guys are on terrestrial. You guys are on terrestrial, so I can say fuck. So
Yeah, we're gonna be
Oh,
off
yeah.
air for a while now.
yeah, we've already dropped a couple F-bombs before you even came. It's all good.
yeah, because usually that's when you have to like keep cutting me off on
Hmm.
the
Mhm.
radio. But no, that's just the expensive property that these in Florida are like on Miami Beach. So, but we do have uh gorgeously hot chicks here too. So,
Yeah, that fuck. I spent some time in Panama City, and we went to, I don't know if they still have Club La Vila, but that was like,
yeah, they
oh
do.
my god, oh my god, just crazy candy going in that place. And
I could I could see us starting a cartel. So
Hey man, we're
we'll be,
entrepreneurs.
we would be dead by next week, man. I'm old and broken. I ain't fucking forcing shit.
You don't look, Phil. You don't have to do the dealing. You could just do the money. You know, you could do the counting. You could do something like behind the scenes.
Sha- Sean would be a really good drug dealer because
Because
would
I
be a
look
really
like
good
one.
would be no that's the whole that's
It would freak people out because you're like you'd be trying to throw down game, and they'd be like, oh my god, he's so white. Oh, he must be really insane, man. Oh, go, let's give him what he wants.
Damn, he's for real.
Holy shit.
Damn,
I've never seen such a pale white dude.
no
And
it
then
would
Sam
be like,
comes out in his wheelchair, and then they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh shit!"
holy god, it'd be like it's over.
it would, no with you Sean, you're like the most mild mannered looking guy, and so like you would basically be Gus Fring, like
No. I was actually gonna say I'd be more like Skinny Pete since I'm skinny, and you'd be like Hector, you know, on the wheelchair with the little bell, and you'd be my like plan B, like if all goes wrong.
He'd be like, Sean would be like way too nice. He'd be like, oh, would you like a receipt for this transaction, sir? Like, oh, what?
I take it back. I would be like Gus Fring then. I'm like, nice day, sir. Here's your receipt.
Here's a receipt for your 100 kilos of cocaine. Like, what the fuck?
Do you want me to
Well-
email you a copy too?
well, I mean, Gus like straight up murdered someone with a box cutter, though.
I do have a
Like,
box cutter in my drawer. Not even kidding you.
Yeah. I'm sure you do because
The real
as
deal?
Uncle Joey because as Uncle Joey likes to say, you're a fucking savage. So
I try. I always try. That one you posted, Alex, on Orca Island. I actually visited that island when I went to Washington. Those homes are very small, and it is a very remote island. But 28 million. Oh, that's steep.
Well, yeah, it's a little bit of a price.
Let's see. I'm gonna go back to Seattle. If we were Seattle drug dealers, what would we buy?
I'm good at Montana.
Matt,
Holy shit! Look at what you get for fucking Montana. Oof, I'm liking
Montana.
this. I'm liking Montana. Like, see if I had. That's probably where I'd go. Well, I mean, either that or Delaware.
I think I've been a month. Is that the state?
160 acres of timbered
Ooh.
ridges and meadows, and I basically live in like this fucking giant ass log cabin.
I think I've been to Montana. Is that where? What parks are there? 'Cause I know I visited a park there.
I don't know. Like I mean, this is a bit of a rustic house, but you know, you have 150 some fucking acres.
Yeah, it's a bit too old-fashioned for me. I'd have to smash her down.
Oh no.
This is a very
That-
this is like the
that's-
Marlboro
that's-
man's
that's-
home.
Like, see, this guy has an actual gym though. It's like a rustic gym.
Ooh.
And like, look at those like hipster lights. I feel like I'm eating at like fucking that BRGR place.
Yo, yeah, this is like the BRGR CEO's home.
Look at that bathtub. It's so cute.
Yeah. So
Like,
I
this fucking Red Dead Redemption bathtub. Like I'm gonna get like massaged by the fucking maids in there.
Okay.
Oh my god, look at that fucking pool hall down there too, that fucking bar. I feel like I'm gonna get shanked in my own fucking bar.
so I have to ask. So wait, Tim Pool did another Joe Rogan today?
Yep. I just saw the clips come up when I was scrolling through. Because I was sharing our video and I saw that come up. I assume it's a new episode.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. What's weird to me is like Tim Pool gets like a lot of hate from the right that like he's like too neutral, I guess, and I'm like, why? What's wrong with that?
Yeah, it doesn't really. It really is never. I know when that bothers me, and it doesn't bother me with him.
Yeah, like I hear the same thing with like Monday Matt. They're always like, oh, he
Monday Matt, he fucked up pretty bad.
What's the lore on that? I know he's behind Gamergate somewhat, kind of.
Like fucking Mr. Medicare released it first, but like Monday and Matt, I guess, I don't know. He probably copied off of someone because Mr. Medicare got it before. Well, I think he got like banned. Like he may have actually had something to do with that, but he ended up like false reporting people who were criticizing him on YouTube, and he admitted to it and he lied to them. And then they had him like share his screen while he like, because there's a thing you can go and check to go and see report history, and the fucking dumbass clicked the link, and on live stream showed that he was false reporting people even after he said he didn't.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. Jesus.
And then they were like, and then he like said on screen that he was a soy-filled bitch.
Oh God. Jesus Christ.
After they like called him, I was like, dude, you fucking say on screen you're a soy-filled bitch, and that's around the time that. Well, I mean, I don't know, like his content never really interests me. He just has a shitty voice, fucking monotone, and all he does is like go over the fucking news.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my show. That's what my show used to be, like, you know, news and whatnot. So
Wyoming. That's where I went.
Yeah,
Oh,
like I don't know, he just kind of died after Gamergate, and then like he really fucked up after that incident, and that's. I mean, like he made up some excuse to he was like crushing boulders with his kid.
What the? Wait, what?
Yeah, like you have to go and look at those. Like I think it was they were making fun on the kill stream for that because his excuse why he couldn't get on was because he was crushing boulder. Like he was like either crushing boulders or picking up boulders in the backyard.
Milo was supposed to be on the kill stream, I think a couple nights ago, and he bailed. I forget why.
I haven't really listened to them in a while. I'm surprised they're still back up. It's so hard finding them. Basically,
Well, they're on D Live now. And they have some simulcast to YouTube, but I think I don't even know if it's their channel.
Probably not.
Another.
Owen Benjamin was supposed to debate Nick Fuentes on the kill stream, I remember. And then he bitched out, which I will say this, like that was one of the only times I was actually rooting for Nick.
That's how much you hate Owen.
Yeah, well, dude, the guy literally tried to accuse friends of mine, and you know, myself included, of like a murder plot, like granted, it was the most ridiculous and absurd murder plot to like ever be conceived, but even so, I mean, that's how stupid his fan club is. So,
Dude, you can judge a person by their fans. I'm sorry, it's true. Like,
I don't know. You have to be careful though with doing that.
it
'Cause
is a reflection. It is a reflection. Like, look, Trump fans, they're fantastic. Milo
it
fans
goes
are
both right, and then you get some people on both sides who's some of their fans go too far. Like,
Well, yes, but I'm talking about for the most, like, the general consensus of their fans. Like, Nick Fuentes fans are fucking insane. I'm sorry, like, even Nick, like, they're farther right than Nick. And they will.
What do we got? What do we got to give all that fucking money to Israel?
Mm.
What the hell's that about?
Yeah, yeah. We know a few of them.
What? Here are the ones that I was running to. The why won't you name them? Why won't you name them?
Mm-hmm.
Why won't you name them? I'm like, and then like if you even say Jew, they're like, you said it, you said it. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Dude,
I'm
they
like,
were doing that to me the other night.
Yeah.
Like, when I was doing our last Turning Point meeting, we had, I didn't tell you this, Sam, we had a groiper, actually, like a random groiper, call in and start accusing us of shit. He's like, oh, you guys defend mass immigration, you guys do this and that, and then he started blaming immigration for the coronavirus. And I was like, is travel the kind of the thing that brought it here? Like, we need to shut. He's like, well, if we shut down all immigration, do you think the coronavirus would be a problem? I'm like, yeah. Is this a gotcha? And then we had this other, like, one of our normal, well, we used to be a usual member, and then he dropped off, and then now he came back once he could come to meetings behind his keyboard. He started, like, drilling me on Israel, and he could be like, oh, you're dodging it. And I'm like, what? I would tell him, like, my stance on Israel is I'm not a big fan. I'm not really a fan of Israel at all, but maybe there's some strategic advantages to it. I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal. And he goes, oh, there you go. You're just hitting it and running with it. Like, you're dodging it. You're not really. I'm like, what? Well, what am I supposed to say? Like, I'm not going to say exactly what you want to hear, because I'll never say that. Nobody will ever say that. It's never good enough for you people. I even went as far as to say, like, BDS, which I don't know a lot. I genuinely don't know a lot about that group. And he's like, well, you're for free speech. Do you think BDS should be allowed? I'm like, from what you tell me, yes. But I don't know a lot about it.
I mean, look, I just, it doesn't make sense. BDS for any country doesn't even fucking make sense. It's like each country has its own fucking flavor. You treat each country as its individual.
Well, here's the thing: if you were going to start talking about like sanctioning and boycotting shit, why don't we do that to China?
I agree.
Yeah,
like, that should be like. I mean, Israel. You know, I'm really not a fan. Killed my fucking uncle, but you know.
Again, priorities, and that's where the groypers fuck up, is priorities. If they're so America first, and yet they're using TikTok, which is Chinese spyware, and they're proudly using it, and they're encouraging us to use it.
Are the groypers America first though? Because like I'm starting to wonder, because they at least the ones I've run into, they spend so much time talking like, oh, my European heritage. I'm like, my white European heritage. I'm like, okay, morons, like you constantly like meme and criticize, like, you know, Black Lives Matter and, you know, SJWs for talking about what Wakanda, you know, constantly and stuff like that,
at least
right?
Europe exists.
which all right, I get that, but it's like the same level of obsession for them. It's like,
well, the thing is, like, to be honest, I don't care about my heritage. I'm not saying that to be mean or anything, but it's like, I don't think about that often. Maybe I should be, but that's literally just how I feel. I'm like, okay, I had ancestors from these places. I just think about, I'm an American first and foremost. That's it.
Yeah, well, my mom grew up in the Air Force, and like she said that, you know, growing up in the Air Force, like, you know, like, it gave her a pretty unique perspective. And then she came back to the States when she attended high school, and whenever like people would ask you like, oh, what are you? She would always say like, I'm an American,
Yeah.
and and people would always be like, no, but are you Irish or like Italian American? And she would just say, I'm American. I'm from America. She's like and she said like I don't understand this whole ethnic
Obsession.
yeah. And this is and like she's a and like she's a baby boomer, but she's also pretty based. She's also pretty based baby boomer.
Base boomer.
Yeah, I mean there are some that exist. So, but also yeah, I got into an argument with the Groiper because we both agree that like the Federal Reserve, bank is is bad, and they're like, well, who runs the Federal
Here we go.
Reserves Sam? And I'm like you're assuming that all bankers are Jewish, and they're like, well, aren't they? And I'm like, suppose that they are. That doesn't mean that all Jews are bankers. Like I know some Jews who are horrible with money. So actually,
Yeah. These groypers are all like America first until an Alessandra Ambrosio comes in front of them. They'd sell out their country in a heartbeat for fucking someone like that. That's not saying too much because she's fucking hot as shit. But still, like.
Well, they're always the biggest, because this is the problem with extremes, is they're always the biggest hypocrites. Like, they're always race mixers, gays, or or they have some sort of mixed background. Like, they're never as pure as they want to be, and nobody that they're with is pure as they want to be. It's like, it's such a fucking weird purity spiral. Like, I don't know how you could live like that. It drives me nuts.
But they're hypocrites. They're hypocrites as fuck too. Like, it's like some of these I knew one person that was like that in the military, and he's like, yeah, we need to just. He was like the same type. It was like the same type of shit, and then marrying chick from I want to say Japan or something like that. I'm like, ew, what happened to your America first? What the fuck? I thought that was like a thing, right?
Yeah, and that's what I love too. And they're like, oh, American women are whores, and I'm like,
what? And
yeah,
you don't think they're gonna be whores everywhere? They have this like fantasy in their mind that like European women or other women are just like pure and perfect and everything. It's like, no, you guys are watching too much porn. I'm not saying it to be mean, but like it's literally just like a porn idealized state of like that you think they're like these goddesses, but no, that's just the impression you're getting.
You want to know what's even weirder though is the guys who are like obsessed with like NoFap too.
Yeah, NoFap November.
Well, no, just like live it as like a lifestyle, that is one thing
shit.
That is one thing that I will fault Gavin on a little bit, because he did kind of. I feel like it has the opposite effect. So,
dude,
there's certain benefits. There are certain benefits to that.
There is, but like when it becomes a whole subculture of like, well, I don't. It ends up becoming like a different type of circle jerk. So
to speak.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, because there's been studies on that. There's a lot of benefits, like chronic masturbation that has become an issue, and you get people who literally like it becomes an addiction.
So get
Oh,
laid. That's what I tell these people. And there's, as Milo said, they're terrified of women. The Groypers just don't get women. I'm sorry, they don't. It's because they haven't been with them. They haven't been around them. They haven't experienced them in like any facet. And they just have this weird vision of them in their minds. And they're sort of, they're awkward around them. They don't know how to woo them properly. They think like, oh, like a woman was going to want a real trad dude that's going to want no sex before marriage, all that. It's like, fuck no. Two people love each other, they want to fuck, and they want to fuck now.
And I mean, to be fair, you can find different people in different regions.
You can.
Like, you can find actual like non-Groyper Catholic girls. Like actually,
But what do we know about trad girls?
Well, a lot of them. Well, there's trad
They're
pods and there's
full
actual.
of shit. I'm
Some,
sorry.
Those are the ones you find in college. Like
bottom line, if you're trying to find a chick, move in a particular direction.
Mm-hmm.
You'll meet people. You just go somewhere and go in a particular positive direction, whatever it is, and you will meet people, right? Because a lot of these people, they just like
they hide
like
behind their
these,
keyboards
like,
and go in their circles.
Yeah, they hide behind their keyboards, or they hang around other fucking losers just like them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, just move forward in a particular direction. Like go to school, go to work, go do other positive shit. Like, do charitable shit on your free time. Do like just other stuff that does involve you, just yourself. You do that, and you'll find people. Like, look, and it's like, for example, like you and your girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
You were going through a lot of political. Yeah, you were doing a lot of political stuff, like a lot of like organization, and you guys kind of met, and that was that. But if you both weren't doing that, you would have never met.
Yep.
And this is what I'm saying. Like if all you're doing is being behind a keyboard, or all you're doing is hanging around your other guy friends, and that's it, like, you're not gonna meet people. Like, it's not gonna work, because then it gets weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if one person does find it, then he like brings them to his other friends, and then they're fucking caveman battling it for some chick. Like, it's awful. Like, just no, do you in a positive direction. Like, just move toward any fucking positive direction, and you'll start meeting people. And people are when people are in a positive, moving in a positive direction. Have a sense of purpose. Have a sense of drive.
Mm-hmm.
Have like that. That's the kind of stuff that attracts one another.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
The other thing.
No, I agree with that. I mean, the people that get attracted to these movements aren't likely actual trad girls. If you want to find this, go to fucking church.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're holding church too, but like,
well, there's not like there.
I don't buy it. I'll be honest. There may be one or two on this planet, but I've yet to meet one I've yet to meet one that is not only not a hypocrite, but is like has no issues and is normal and clean and good.
Well, try to find a woman like that, like take out trad.
Well, relatively, you know what I mean. Like,
I know
the thing is,
what your dating requirements were. I mean, you try to find all that.
You show me a wholesome woman, and I'll show you a fucking liar.
The thing is, like,
they're not entirely dead. Go to
I
Middle
don't think
America.
it's normal today to be a trad
It
girl.
depends. Now, see, the normal for central Pennsylvania, especially urban, and college Pennsylvania is not normal for the entire country.
Yeah, there may be some. Well, okay, where would I find a true trad girl?
Probably go to go to some of these communities that more middle America.
I mean, and I'm not saying this like knock down on them or anything, but like why would I date that girl over somebody from like college, let's say?
Well, because if that's your priority is to have someone who's more wholesome,
Yeah, you gotta be honest,
yeah,
and you have to be honest. The first and foremost, you gotta be honest with yourself when it comes to like wanting like knowing what you want in something. Like you have to first and foremost, you gotta be honest with yourself, right? Which is sometimes hard because a lot of like you get you get caught up all sorts of bullshit. Like what like you'll have like friends and they want stuff and so you think you want that same thing.
Yeah.
But what if you don't? What if you don't want what they want? What if you just want what you want? It's like, well if you're honest with yourself, then you're like, okay, how do I then you can say, oh, this is the kind of person that I want, and so I should probably not be hanging around where I'm at. I should probably go in somewhere else. Like
that's something I've kind of
people handcuff themselves way more than they fucking realize.
I'll let Sam jump in, but last thing I'll say is that's something I've realized recently is I've heard a lot of people tell me like, oh, she should have this, she shouldn't have that, da 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 da, and I've kind of realized like, yeah, but that doesn't apply to me. That's not what I want, and it's
and there's something for everybody. Like I mean, everybody, like everybody, if they're true with themselves, is not going to want the same thing. Like there's a lot of different people that want a lot of different. It's not like, and so you just you meet people and you find that one person that's into some of the same stuff that you're that has those that stuff that you're looking for and vice versa. Like it's but you have to meet people to find that. Like if all you do is hang around your own home or hang around friends and circle jerk each other, you're never going to find that person.
Well, what's also interesting to me is like this whole thing of like oh, if you're friends with a girl but you're not like trying to court her, then you're a cuck. It's like no, it's okay to just be like friends with a woman. So
does that exist though?
If you're part of a bigger group,
yeah.
But if it's you and the girl, and you two are just friends, that's some cuckiness. Like, like if all you're doing is being friends with that one girl, and you don't have very many friends otherwise, it's like, come on, like, dude, you're totally cucking out. Like, either shit or get off the pot. Like,
I agree. Unless there's some like you're in some weird situation with some weird exception and there's different circumstances in most people, like yeah.
Well, no, it's more like yeah, okay, yeah, I kind of agree with what you're saying, but like what I mean is like I have like a long time friend who I grew up with, and we went into elementary school, and like I like her, but I like her more as like a sister kind of, if that makes sense. As opposed to like, you know, the funny thing is, we actually like talked about like dating once, but then we decided like not to. If
Hmm.
that if that
I
makes
mean,
sense.
I've
I mean,
never
so
been in
I
a
mean,
situation like that, but it.
yeah. I mean, I could understand that situation because, like, once you actually fuck someone, it's
Shit's
like a life
changed.
altering. It's like a
Yeah.
life altering experience. Like it changes somebody. Like even though, like I always say, look, women are usually cool until after you fuck them. Like, well, it's
Yeah, that's
just
pretty
like,
true.
yeah, before it's like, oh yeah, okay, well, we could just stay and chill or whatever. And then it's like, and then you fuck
Boom.
it's like, where are we in this relationship? I don't understand. Like, what? You're doing too much. You need to
Going
just be
too
here.
quick.
Or like, what? And then if you hang out there, you're way too. You're here too much. You're just breathing on me and stuff. Like, what's going on? Like, stop,
Yeah.
stop.
Phil, I love that your girl voice is also your gay guy
Yeah, it is kind
voice.
of
There's a lot of overlapping
it is.
similarities.
Yes, I know it's kind of girlish too, right?
It's fabulous.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I hit my Seth MacFarlane where he where he ended up having. There was one Family Guy. He had like 4 different characters in the same room, and they all had like the same voice or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny because he does so many voices that you're gonna have a couple characters that are just gonna sound like um. But it was funny that he was able to make fun of himself like that. But yeah, that's probably what I'm doing too.
The thing
Gay voice
too
and the girl voice.
is like what you're talking about is, it's interesting because I mean, as somebody that's only been in one relationship, like as we've gone through the stages, like we've had our bumps, but somehow it just keeps moving along, and I guess that's a
Well,
good thing.
that's that, and ultimately it's like okay, like you're not gonna you need to find somebody that just like the goal is not to find that perfect person. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
not like perfection's not there. Nobody's perfect, and if you're looking for somebody perfect, then kill yourself. Like seriously, you're
Oh,
wasting your
oh,
time
oh,
and everybody else
okay then,
trying to
Phil, I
find that perfect
will.
person.
Fine. No, no,
Oof.
I'm kidding.
Oh, but like, just find somebody that likes some of the same stuff you do, that likes that you enjoy kind of hanging out with them, and then like accepts you for the bullshit that you are.
That's
Like
the thing that really I noticed that like with the one I'm with
acceptance.
tells me like a good sign. It's like if she can handle my bullshit and like can smile at it
Yeah,
and move on, I'm like, what am I
yeah,
getting worked up over certain things for? Because that if she can handle this, I should be able to handle that. It's like
yeah,
that's a revelation I had literally
yeah.
last night. But uh
Ew.
yeah, we can dive into that. No, I'm kidding. But the one thing too is like my mom would like. Okay, I'm actually. I'll just mention this kind of vaguely. Like one thing she was telling me recently is like, as long as you're happy, I'll support. And as cliche as that
Yeah,
sounds,
yeah.
I think that's really the bottom line here. If you're happy with this person, what else is there to it? Like, I mean, obviously, as long as they're financially stable too, and a bunch of other things, but like, that also I think is a part of the happiness too. Like, if you guys can live happily together, you can both work, make money, make love, have fun, whatever. I think that's really it. You know? Am I wrong?
Yeah, you got yeah, and it's like, and of course things change and stuff, but like I don't know, there has to be some sort of foundational reason why you're like what like if you're looking at a relationship, you need to have that foundational why are we together? Like what's keeping us from breaking up or whatever? Like, because you see it. Like, look, what Jay Cutler just recently got divorced. Like him and the there's one what's he was married to Kristen Calavari or whatever, who was she was like an actress on the hit show, on this MTV hit show with Lauren Conrad or whatever. Like, but anyway, they were together.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, they were. I forget what it's called because I don't watch MTV at all.
I was gonna say hit show on MTV. When was this? 1992.
Yeah, it's like yeah, but like but it's like they were together, but he was an actor, she was an actress, he was an NFL quarterback. So and they were kind of got together, and it was like it kind of meshed because they both were successful and they had their thing, and obviously and they had 3 kids together.
Oh boy.
And then well, and then of course, Jay Cutler got older. He's no longer in football shape. He's too old to really play in the NFL. And it's like, well, what's keeping it together? And it's like, and then once that goes, it's like I can imagine that the passion leaves too. But it's like you got to find you almost got to find something else though. Like what else keeps you together?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you got like for the old school reason was like
kids.
Well, no, I mean kids. That's the term. If you're staying together for the kid, it's not going to work.
Well, I don't mean that way.
It's going to be a fucking disaster.
Well, no, I don't mean that way. Saying, I mean to have kids.
You're talking about church and neighborhood stuff like that. Like if you some people, if you're in the same religion, it's like, oh.
Well, see, to me, that's a bad reason too.
Don't divorce, whatever.
Because okay, you know how my girlfriend's parents are like, right?
Yeah.
You want to know why they're still together? It's because of fucking religion. That's the only reason they're still together. And that's an issue. That's a issue.
That's probably more cultural issues than anything else.
Because you got like in India, you got like arranged marriages and shit. Like,
well, they should have never been married in the first place. Like that's.
I know, but it happened, and the thing you should do is a divorce. But because of religion, they're staying together.
Like,
no, her religion, they actually do allow divorces.
I mean, I'm just telling you what her parents have said.
That's more of a cultural issue than anything else, because fucking Islam versus like Catholicism. Islam's actually more permissible with divorce than Catholicism.
Yeah, that's like in Saudi Arabia, do say I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you, in a court or something like that, and then like that, like. But if you're a woman, I think it's.
You have to say
difficult.
10 times.
Yeah.
And like cut your wrists and draw your blood and write it on blood.
I don't think women have a say, really.
Well, no,
unless it's like. It's got to be
the Quran. They do, but it's a cultural.
It's like it's a fucking nightmare.
Well, that's a cultural issue, not necessarily. I mean, religion, culture, definitely.
I was gonna say those are influenced.
But it's more of a cultural issue than a purely religious issue.
I guess, but still, I mean, I think, well, to me, again, it's gonna sound like a basic answer, but like, you should stay together because you love each other. Like that's.
Well, yeah, that's obvious.
Yeah, but what keeps you in love? Yeah, but what's keeping you in love with each other? Because
That's an interesting question. I mean,
people fall. I mean, love is necessarily. I mean.
I would say because it's your partner.
People fall in and out of love all the time. Like it's not. Like I almost feel like love is not enough. like for a long-term relationship, because seasons change, like people change, people go changes in their lives and shit. Like it just does. Like you got to find that. Like again, going back to the foundational thing. Like you have to find that foundational thing that really keeps you together.
People say like they stay together because they're compatible with each other, and if as long as they're compatible with each other, that's fine.
Yeah.
But like if you lose compatibility over time,
Right.
or you just start changing, then that can become an issue if your partner doesn't change as well.
Well, I was gonna say, to me, like if you're to stay together, you kind of have to be, I don't want to say helping each other out, but when you're partners, it's like, you kind of have, like you said, this sort of cohesion, this compatibility that you sort of flow together, and you sort of, it's not just a chemistry thing, it's a, she'll be the one that you can talk about this with. She can help you with that. He can talk about, this with, and he can work with you to fix this. Like it's that sort of next level, like I can't find good words, but like it's like that next level relationship.
Like you're sort of like becoming codependent on someone to a certain degree.
Kind of, yeah. It's like,
because if you're perfect, then like if if you're completely well-rounded puzzle piece, like autism. You have to go and have the person that like fits with your puzzle.
You're yin and yang. You have to be a yin and yang. And that's what, like, I noticed with mine is like the things I lack or the things I have trouble with, 9 times out of 10, she balances that out. And when she's doing something that, is it's sort of flip, the other way, I kind of balance that out. Or at least I hope.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you get like if you're too much alike, then there's problems there too. Nothing's exciting.
Yeah.
Oh. If you're too different,
it's been exciting, that's for sure.
Conflict.
Yep, true. I hate that saying, like opposites attract. I just hate that saying. It's the worst.
Well, it's kind of false, but then on the other hand, there's
a grain of truth to it.
Yeah, because if you need to go and have someone that compliments you, in some ways, if they're exactly like you, they won't compliment you. They would just.
That was the word I was looking for, was compliment. You need somebody to compliment you.
Yeah.
And then you need to compliment them.
Yeah. That's pretty.
We solved it. There we go. You don't get that shit on Trevor Noah.
We don't get it on Dr. Phil either.
Oh, God. Dude, I just found out because I didn't know much about the guy. I looked into him. He doesn't even, he's not even a practicing doctor, and I think he got, revoked at one point.
Well, he's not a practicing doctor. I don't know how he can get it revoked.
Well, I mean, not anymore.
He might be a doctor of psychology or something. I don't know.
Yeah, let me look that shit up. Let's go off of houses for a second. I was looking at DC houses.
Oof.
Yeah.
I saw this one thing where they had this person reviewing, apparently they had this person selling this chili juice on his show, and he down.
Okay, this is what it was. McGraw, that's his real name for people who don't know, no longer holds a license to practice psychology of any kind in Texas or any other state in the United States. Yay! McGraw's been involved in several controversies which put his license at practice at risk. He was brought up on ethics charges for having an inappropriate non-physical relationship with a patient in Texas in 1989. Yeah. And had a formal criminal complaint filed against him in California in 2008 for practicing psychology with a professional license or certification and violating doctor-patient confidentiality in connection with an incident with Britney Spears. Oh, that's when you visit her in the hospital.
Oh, yeah, she's a job. Yeah.
He's a TV host. That's
it.
I don't really care one way or the other for that guy. So that's like saying, oh, Judge Judy, she's not an actual judge. Well, she's not. It's just that's your fucking show. It's not real life.
Even my girlfriend, who's a psychology major, tells me that everybody in the psych sort of world makes fun of Dr. Phil. They call it pop psychology because it's total, just BS for TV. It's not even anywhere remotely close to psychology.
Yeah, I mean that's The same thing with fucking Judge Judy. That's not a real fucking judge. Bullshit.
Dr.
By the way, Judge Judy died. Oh, Judge Judy announcer dies. Okay, phew. Never mind. False alarm. What were you saying, Sam?
Dr. Phil does make some good points though, because he has a podcast, and one of the things that he recently brought up is that people take like way too many antidepressants as kind of like a cultural thing.
Well, we've been saying that. Like Alex and I, especially, been saying that for a long time. Like that's just crazy.
Well, he called out that person selling that fucking jelly juice. And it's just like people were like literally having strokes from this like Vietnamese lady selling this like fucking. It was like cabbage mixed with like a ton of salt and water, and she was telling people to drink a gallon of it a day, and people were like having high blood pressure and like strokes and like having all sorts of health ailments because they were eating like 10 times the recommended daily dosage of salt because of this stupid shit.
Oh yeah.
Like, yes. And the reason that she hasn't been able to get like sued is because she doesn't actually sell the juice herself. She just tells people how to make it. She sells her book. Like, it's a really weird scam, and because of the First Amendment, it's protected speech.
There's way too much medication out there, though. Like, way too much.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, and that's another thing. It's like people are like there's this lack of acceptance in this world. But I mean, I think it extends to, really advertising. Like,
taking shots at me now.
Advertising tells you, hey, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not fast enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not, and it tells you all these negative shit. But if you buy our product, you have a chance to be. It's like, well, I mean, and we see it all the time. Like every minute of our life, somebody or something's trying to sell it. And I think we just get caught up. We get too caught up in what the media tells us.
Well, and I'm
instead
also.
of.
Oh, go ahead.
We get caught up with what the media is trying to tell us instead of how we personally should feel and how we personally, instead of accepting other people for who they are, like just,
well, I think I agree to some extent, but I also think you need to maintain a level of people wanting to better themselves, because I've always had issues with the sort of mentality of just be yourself. And the reason I say that is because I think the better way to say that message is be a better version of yourself. And I think, beauty standards can get a little too much, and I get what you mean by that, but I think for a lot of other things, you need to have a balance between having high standards in society and not making people kill themselves.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Well, I mean, for me, it's like, I feel like when it comes to the material stuff, just accept, if
you can't change it, don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's like, but there's too many people that are like, going into mass amount of debt, getting plastic surgery.
Yeah, that's like insane. Yeah,
like, that's nuts. What? No,
vanity is a fucking mortal sin, man. That's that's fucking Bible.
Well, because the thing with
that shit 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing is, like, if you can change a part of if you can naturally change something to make yourself better, fucking do it.
Like if it's a deformity, then that's one thing. Like if you were born, or there was some like car accident or something like that like messed up something, and you're trying to get it fixed or whatever thing. but doing it because you're self-conscious about your own body, it's come on, reel it in.
Well, it's also sort of a thing where, you know, I mean, maybe it's just my taste. Like, I like people that look more natural, and I mean, the Kardashians are a good example of this, where some of them look prettier when they didn't get the before plastic surgery, you know, and the plastic surgery, ironically, I think makes some women uglier.
Oh yeah, it makes a lot of women uglier. Absolutely, like it
because they look
it's
more
like,
fake.
Yeah, that's sort of my issue with like transgenderism too. Like that's literally the epitome of that, and that's how we've got to that point. Like if you think about it, because it was like one thing, it was like, oh, I want to be, this sort of person that I physically can't be, but I'm going to lie by using, these sort of tools, and that sort of aspect of where you're allowed, like where society's telling you to go and hate yourself, and like that kind of created this the whole thing with transgenderism. I feel like it led to that. Like the Kardashians led to Bruce Jenner.
Yeah, you've heard Joe Rogan's bit about that, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, which one? I know he talks a lot about the transgender.
Yeah, he does.
No.
He's saying is that the one where he says the Kardashian fucking up, like they're like look at Bruce, and he like who's now Caitlyn Jenner, and
yeah,
it's like, oh, look at Kanye West, man. I'm already not liking what he's turning out to be, even though he's actually turned pretty awesome. But
I'll say,
Kanye dodged like a real fucking bullet there.
He flipped the script on that scene. Holy God! And then because not only did Kanye change because of it, but Kim's finding her like dressing more conservative now.
Mm-hmm.
She's like you don't hear her doing crazy shit even on her show. She's like there's not like a crazy vibe anymore. Like very
anymore. Phil, what have you been watching? You want to fill us in, catch us up on the Kardashians here?
Just keeping up with the Kardashians. Well, no, I mean it's like you used to hear, about Kim all sorts of crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like posing nude in magazines, doing all kinds of stuff, all kinds of weird stuff.
He purged the degeneracy from her,
and it was like, and you don't hear that. You don't any of that anymore. It's like, oh my God! But yeah, it's like ever since Kanye did his Trump thing.
Yeah.
She even did her she even got somebody like off of death row or whatever. Like I mean, like doing charitable stuff, and like I'm like, this is incredible. Like this is incredible transformation.
And what pisses me off is like people, and not enough people, and especially on the left, aren't applauding it. They're like trashing her, like, oh, Kim Kardashian gets access to the White House. Oh, she's such a slut. She's a bitch. Oh, she's so dumb. I'm like, guys, can we just be happy when something good happens?
The left loves fucking sluts, except for when they're conservative.
Yeah.
Well, they like to destroy shit. Okay, that's who they are. They're the party of just destroying anything that's good.
What I always love is when they always do stuff like, oh well, Kanye used to be good, or you know, or one that
he's still phenomenal,
or the one or the one that I hear.
Who is going to make a rap CD literally about God?
Yeah, gospel album,
and it's a #1 album. Like, nobody does that. Nobody does that. Usually when they make that transformation or whatever, it ends up being horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look, even like when you make a transformation to literally anything, it's bad. Like, you look at all these rock stars that tried to make transformations to country. It ends bad. It doesn't end well at all. And it's like, I don't know. But Kanye changed it up, made a rap about Jesus, and it was number one. Like it was selling like hotcakes. Like what? This is he's probably the only person that can get away with that. Like because he's that good.
I will say that his 2016 album, Life of Pablo, is pretty good too. And
Yeah,
like,
it is. But like I'm saying, like he's the only person that can go from that to like Jesus King,
yeah,
and
but
it still becomes madly successful. Like,
yeah, but what I'm saying too is like with the Life of Pablo, like it's interesting because you can kind of see where he started to change
yeah,
things, and
yeah,
that's what's very telling about his work too. Is like his is like I used to kind of think before I really knew his music that like he was just another one of these, you know, rappers that talked about like being in a gang and like, you
Mm.
know, and like doing drugs and like, you know, fucking bitches and all that. But you know, like if you actually dive into his discography, like it's a lot more complex
yeah,
than that. So
That's the false perception I had too of him until again the Trump shit is what interests me in him, and I still don't like his music at all. Like I literally just don't like it. But if like there was a rapper I would pick like that I would tolerate on this planet, it would be him and him only.
yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge rap fan either. I mean, there are like exceptions, but yeah, generally I'm not a rap guy
It
either.
might be the
So
only thing I agree with Ben Shapiro on is fucking rap. Because he hates it, as everybody knows.
Ben, yeah, but Ben also hates the Beatles too, which I'm
He
like,
doesn't
yeah.
hate them. He just says the Beach Boys are better, which I kind
he's
of agree
No,
with.
no,
banned, banned,
no, he
banned. Well,
Fucking
no.
Beach Boys
Mm,
versus the Virgin Beatles.
So yeah, it's like yeah. I have to ask which Beatles are we talking about?
We're
Are
talking
we
about all
talking
the
about
Beatles.
Well,
well,
see, at
not
least the
like
Beach Boys like fucking bros before hoes.
no
I love
because
that
it's like
meme.
is it pre Bob Dylan Beatles where
Mm.
it's like poppy and like whatever, or is it the post Bob Dylan where it's like deep and look at all the lonely people, like real good the good shit. Like I think if you were
Before
gonna
they sold
say
their soul to the devil.
or
Yeah, like,
oh
look.
so Bob Dylan's the devil, is that what you're
Yeah, he
trying to say?
is.
Well, apparently he admitted something to the
Yeah.
devil.
I mean, the
Bob
thing.
Dylan's a fucking fraud, but go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah,
ooh, dive into that, because I
I don't like
don't
Bob
like him.
Dylan. I
Yeah.
don't really like that
His
douchebag.
voice sucks. I mean, I know
Yeah,
everybody
no,
says
because
that,
That
but
was
he
like
was
Jung, man.
everybody was talking about Bob Dylan. He was a social figure because he was like
he's so
fighting
deep.
for so deep and he was fighting for
That's
human
such
rights and all that stuff.
nice.
Like
Oh,
no,
it's
he
like
wasn't.
fucking Antifa. Antifa gets a
He
fucking microphone.
he grew up in a fucking in a decent house in Minnesota or whatever. It's like no, this dude had no hardship at all. Like he's singing about hardship with
Mm.
humanity and shit. Like shut the fuck up, man. You bullshit. Like and he's gonna go tell other people how nobody respects you, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
No, shut the fuck up, man. Like
Shut
and that's a deeper and that gets a deeper conversation too. Like most of these people that
They're
want
frauds.
socialism, that
Yeah.
want socialist country are full of shit. Those are the rich people. Look at Carlos Maza. He came from like a fucking his parents were like rich and shit too. Like what the fuck are you talking about?
That's actually to tie back into music. I remember like my dad recently discovered Billie Eilish, and I was like, yeah, she's full of shit. She acts all like, oh, I'm so normal. I'm so depressed. Yeah. And I'm just like, look at her background. I was showing them like the father and the mother are both in the business. She was rich and privileged, and they met the right people, and they got her in. They homeschooled them on how to do music.
Reminds me of another person I know who is fucking homeschooled.
Oh, I think I know who you're thinking of. Yeah, yeah, and it's like it's such a privileged life, and yet she dresses like she's like on the streets and she's cool, and I'm like, it's just just stop. Like again,
I have no problem with fucking homeschool people. I love the concept of homeschooling, but you know, some of these people who are homeschooled,
it's the preppy homeschooling type.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot too, where it's like, oh yeah, so these little posh fucking people out there. Do you see that article too? There's another fucking news article I saw where like I think it was someone from Harvard was saying they should like ban homeschooling.
Yo, that's funny.
Fucking hot take. They're saying it enables white supremacy.
Of course it does.
The music industry always has this thing, like they always present artists, they're like new and revolutionary and all that, and then like but you look deeper, then it's just like this big this connection, like it's like they've had connections for, and the one example that I can think of is Nora Jones, right? So when she came out, she was new, fresh face, she was revolutionary, all new shit, and like what? She's the daughter of a fucking Indian guitar master, Ravi Shankar. Like, you know, it's like your father's this famous Indian sitar master, and your mother is a fucking concert producer or whatever. It's like they're connected. Like they're just connected with shit. Get the fuck out of here.
And that's how, again, there's no real talent today for the most part. That's how there's no variety. There's no,
there's just talent. You just have to discover it yourself.
I'm talking about in the mainstream. I'm talking about in the industry, like the big boys. It's all just manufactured crap.
That's why you don't pay attention to the mainstream.
Yeah. Get out of the mainstream, man. Go to the subculture.
I mean, you have fucking SoundCloud out there. Get whatever fucking music.
Yeah.
Well, see, the funny SoundCloud, my problem is it's hard to find anything good on there. Like, I go through so much crap to find something that's half decent. I'm just like, whatever. Like, I given up on SoundCloud. I'll try it again, but, like, I gave up so quickly.
Try Bandcamp. So.
Yeah.
One time at Bandcamp?
Wait, how do you discover stuff on Bandcamp? Because I know you're going to buy shit there, but I didn't know you could, like, discover.
On the app at least you can, but no, I mean I will say that there is like a lot of fraudulent, there is like a lot of fraud in music too, but then there also are like some rare exceptions too of musical kids who are or kids of musicians who are actually talented, like Sting's kid is actually really talented, but he's kind of stuck in a awkward position because he looks and sounds just like his dad.
Yeah,
that's like Eddie Van Halen's son too. Like he's really talented too. If you ever look him, it's
Oh yeah, Wolfgang. Yeah, he's down.
Wolfgang.
Wolfgang.
I hate how they have these fucking pretentious names.
Well, that's because those parents did a lot of drugs. They're like, man, we named Wolfgang, man.
Wolfgang Van Halen. That sounds like ultra German.
Super talented though. Super talented though. He's impressive. It's impressive. But of course, Eddie Van Halen was like like in the '80s, he was like the best guitarist out there.
He,
so.
well, I'm sorry, but Wolfgang is no Michael Anthony. I will say that the original.
Like ever.
I
Look at Cliff Burton, right? There's nobody that's ever gonna match Cliff Burton.
I
You're out of your mind. Like, that's insane. This is somebody that you never like. There are musicians that are going to try to emulate from here to time. They're going to try to emulate Cliff Burton, and they're never going to be able to do it.
Now, Sean, I know that you're a big prog rock fan because we've talked.
Mm-hmm.
Have you listened to the album Discipline yet?
Fuck, I have not. I'm gonna literally write a reminder now. I hate when I forget to listen to something.
A friend who was into the fucking porno Alani told me this fucking hentai named Discipline, and I just can't get that out of my fucking head.
You've already ruined the album for me. What type of discipline was being taught?
In there too.
What was that?
There was like the fucking girls with dicks in there or something.
Oh, it's that kind of discipline.
Tentacle rape and shit.
Kurt Eichenwald was probably a big fan of that.
Oh my god, dude, that guy's a fucking meme.
Dude, Candace Owens was getting into a beef with him, but yeah, continue.
So I mean, really, King Crimson's entire discography is worth checking out. Although there's some pretty esoteric and trippy shit in there too.
That's the thing that I don't like about artists nowadays the most is like, and listeners too, is like nobody explores albums anymore. They'll like buy the hit, they'll listen to the hits on SoundCloud or on Spotify, but like the album experience is just gone. Unless it's some like old school guy or somebody that's like, hey, I'm bringing the album experience back. Aren't I so original?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean that is one thing that Robert Fripp, you gotta give the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Bob Dylan is overrated, where Robert Fripp is extremely underrated.
Yeah.
Bob Dylan just pisses me off. Because everybody like is like, oh my god, it's Bob Dylan. Let's analyze every word and syllable of his song. Like, oh my god, this was 1 syllable, this was 9 syllables, this was 6 syllables, and this was 9 syllables. 1969. Oh my god, guys, like this means something.
He just released a new.
He did. It's about JFK.
About the Kennedy assassination. So I told my mom that, and my mom's literal react was, okay, I was sitting on the couch in the living room. She's sitting in like her armchair, and I tell her that because I'm scrolling through Apple Music on my iPad, and she goes, who the fuck cares about the Kennedy assassination anymore?
That's what I was thinking.
That was.
Didn't they have that stuff like where they were supposed to declassify some of the things?
Well, that happened months ago. Trump declassified JFK files like a year ago or something.
But it wasn't all of them, was it?
No, it was not.
Yeah, they're never gonna fucking declassify everything.
They'll probably declassify that when they
They're full of
fucking Las Vegas.
They're never gonna. Like, they'd be like, oh, they have to declare. Like, they don't have to.
Dude,
Like,
they don't have to do anything, man. That's for that.
Well, if they declassify everything on JFK, they're fucked. So.
That's why, maybe like 100 years from now there'll be a footnote somewhere. Oh yeah, the fucking government did this, or the fucking mafia was involved with this.
Well, look at the thing today with the UFOs. Like, they released it during coronavirus, and it's such a footnote. It's like, oh yeah, those 3 big UFO videos that people shared around, yeah, those are real. We don't know what they are, but that shit happened. The other thing too is, like, I was mentioning the Las Vegas shooting actually to my dad today because I just remembered it a few days ago. Again, who was investigating that? Laura fucking Loomer. Everybody gives her shit, but she actually does good shit. She was the only one investigating it, and she went as far as she could, I think, and then she went for her congressional run. And now we still know nothing about it. Nothing. Except the things she's found out. But we basically know nothing about the motive. Nothing. I personally think, here's my hot take for today, is I think he was gun running, doing something with arms, and that's why he had a lot of them. And I think kind of like the Unabomber, where maybe the government was doing something with him, or they had some sort of thing that, it's some sort of something they did to him made him snap, I think. Or they think it could have. And they're like, oh shit, we can't let people see this. Haha, hey, let's change the news channel. Let's look at something else.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I think this was used, I don't even think he had the fucking bump stock, honestly, or if it wasn't even the one that they used. He probably had an actual government-issued automatic weapons or government smuggled. And I think it was used to go and pass gun control legislation.
I don't think so. I really don't think so. Because if they were to do that, they would do it during a Democrat president.
No, because they know they could get it passed with someone like Trump. Because if it happened during Obama distance.
Well, no. Well, I don't know. I mean,
look, a lot of the gun control actually went down fair. Like, that was from Republican presidents. Like, fucking, what was it, Reagan? I think Bush Sr.
Well, Democrats do it more at the state level.
Well, yeah. Well, they keep asking for it, but they don't get it because of the way that Congress.
New York, Chicago, California, they get it.
State levels, well, yeah, states are different, but in terms of federal.
Well, that's what I was saying. They do get it. The Democrats technically do more gun control, but they do it at the state levels.
Yeah, but that's that's a little bit different. Like federal wise, it gets done by the fucking Republicans. For more so than it anything more so than it should. But that's what tends to happen. It happened with fucking Reagan. Happened with Bush Sr. Happened with Trump.
I think I don't think that was the motive of it at all, though. I think it's something that went really wrong, but I'm only just guessing.
There wasn't a really big mass shooting in a while, so.
Yeah, but I don't. Well, there was the Parkland one. There was a few other ones. I mean, if there was one that was the most used for gun control was Parkland, and it was not even successful, I think, in really doing much of anything.
Yeah, but this one, this got so much of that they knew that he was going to make a reaction. I think this was done by a deep state. There was some involvement with the deep state in this one.
I think I don't know, maybe the government was experimenting on him, I don't know. But it's weird. I won't get hired on Fox News now after talking about this the way we are. I don't know if you saw that, Sam, but Diamond Silk got fired from Fox because they were spreading conspiracy theories. How dare they think outside the box?
Isn't that what like Tucker Carlson does all the time?
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, I'm not trying to sound like a lefty, but like, isn't everybody kind of doing conspiracies kind of all the time? I mean, the MSNBC does. Yeah, CNN does, like, every day. It's conspiracy about Trump. I mean, when is Fox going to stop being so PC and, like, fire people for, like, conspiracies? I mean, Jesus Christ. I think we need conspiracies now.
I'm going to make just, like, a fucking network that's just conspiracy theories.
It's called InfoWars.
Like, he actually gets, like, real shit in there once in a while. I just want, like... Well, it's kind of like, who is that, like, that Dawson guy?
Shane Dawson, yeah.
He does those, but, like, see, he's, like, gay guy, and he's, like, most probably, like, on the left.
Oh, yeah, he's a total lefty.
He can get away with that. When the left makes conspiracy theories, it's fun and cute. When the right does it, it's like, ugh.
Mm-hmm. And the thing, too, is, like, about that is, like, Alex Jones... I was watching a bit of him today. I was watching some from the archives about Bohemian Grove. Okay, people really misunderstand that man. I have more and more sympathy for him every day because even though he doesn't get everything right, nobody does, but at least he's asking the right questions about the right things. Sometimes he goes too far, yes, but he's at least expanding your thinking and thinking outside the box. That's what's important about Alex Jones, is he makes you think outside the box, outside the normie, programmed, oh, this is how things are because this is what's normal and sounds right. He pushes outside that. And
Dude,
it's
I think
good.
I think that conspiracy, like the whole hate of conspiracy theories, is just gaslighting by the left into thinking critically.
Yeah, they don't want you to dig deeper into their shit.
So they automatically say that anyone who even questions the truth is worse than shit.
Granted, I feel like there are conspiracies that get like overblown too. Like not every fucking thing is a conspiracy either.
Yes.
Well, yeah, like some of them I think are fucking fake. Like they're generated. What's the word for that?
QAnon.
I meant, what's the word for that? Like where you have something and it's like a red herring, false flag, like the flat Earth stuff. Some of the vaccine stuff. Some of it's actually true. And that's a scary thing because like most 99% of what they say is complete bullshit. But there was a few vaccines related incidents over there that people just ignore as well. And that should be, like there's reasons concerned about that. Not saying that I wouldn't vaccinate my kids or anything, but there's some very interesting situations with that. Like they had the one vaccine with the fucking monkey virus that'll give you cancer. That was in the what disease was what disease was that? Polio vaccine, I think, in the 50s. And they'll have stuff like that every once in a while, but I still think that people should be allowed to question these. They shouldn't shut them down.
Here's the interesting thing.
I just don't like having the government like be able to force you to take something that's not natural to your body. Like I feel like that's like they can't, like normally they can't force you to go and take a medicine. Like unless you're like committed or something.
Interesting thing about Paddock, or I shouldn't be saying his name, but the Las Vegas shooter. In this first paragraph, talks about leading up to the shooting. It says, during his last months, Paddock repeatedly smelled of alcohol from early morning and appeared despondent. He was reported to have filled 3 prescriptions for the anti-anxiety drug Valium in 2013 and again 2016. Finally, 50 tablets of 10 milligrams each in June 2017, 4 months before the shooting. The chief medical officer at the Las Vegas Recovery Center said the effects of the drugs can be magnified by alcohol. I wonder if it was the antidepressants.
No, that probably had something to do with it.
There may be big pharma's trying to cover this up.
No, that would not surprise me.
Yeah. Other thing.
But, no, I don't know. I think that he was set up, honestly. Like that's plain simple. There was. Because like if you go and look at how he made, because apparently like won it by like he was a video gambler, like our slot machines, like you can't make money off there. Like statistically, that's full of shit. Like you might be able to get like one lucky draw, but you can't consistently keep winning big with that. So that was the first red flag there. There's something going on. They don't need to know about it. It's bullshit.
And they said they found no motive. That was the final verdict. But then they also say the FBI claims that Las Vegas Massacre was inspired by father and wanted to be famous.
I don't know about that. I don't think he'd want to. Like he could have been famous with 3 million, like doing anything else.
Yeah, but when you become a shooter, you're on news 24/7 for like a week. I think that is. Look, do I think that's
dollars? You could find a way to do something and be famous.
I don't think it's his primary motive, but I think it's a part of it. And I think it's. I mean, he's a different case because, like you said, yeah, he's rich. A lot of these other loser ones, I mean, they're all losers, but like the losers have nothing going for them. Like the incel dude and all these other ones. I think fame is a big motive for those because they're losers. They want to be nobody wants to be a somebody.
wasn't a loser though. Like, you know, yeah, like what you mentioned. If
Yeah.
it was any other mass shooter, I'd definitely say
Yeah.
fame would be a part of it. He's not. You know, he was incredibly wealthy. You know, he had a job that is like he was likely involved with. And I'm thinking by the fact the government's refusing to investigate so much. And then like look at his wife. You know, there's some very, very suspicious activity there.
Yeah. Well, he basically gave his wife money and, a one-way ticket to, I think, the Philippines or something.
And it was like I think it was part of the Philippines ended up being taken over by ISIS.
Yeah, there's like, I think that's what Loomer was going on, was she thought there were some ISIS connections. I don't know about that.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like there's something there, but that the government does not want us to know, or else they would have investigated. They would have done a better job investigating it. Like they can go over fucking Trump for like several months over bullshit, but they can't actually investigate this. You know, there's a reason why they don't want us to know it. The government's complicit somehow, or else they would have done a better job investigating. Plain simple.
I'm on Loomer's website now. It says Las Vegas Metro PD officers ordered to turn off body cameras during Las Vegas shooting, violating eye care value system. What the fuck?
Yeah, like there's this guy didn't do it. Like he was not the only one. There was some reason that the government did not want this to get out. They did not want this. The motive there. They probably set him up. Like I'm thinking they did something to set him up.
It's just such a weird thing. Like, it's so weird and eerie.
I agree with that.
Oh, and then he had 3 women in his room, and he was ordering room service for multiple people and stuff like that. Like, there's so many just weird pieces that don't connect.
Yeah. They, I don't see why they don't go and do like give him the Epstein treatment. They just go and like meme that.
Yeah.
Because that deserves more investigation. Like what actually happened there. Because he said he had like 20 guns. Like if you're gonna be doing a mass shooting, you don't need 20 guns. Like there's no point to that you're gonna get caught. That like maybe 3. And then you just want ammo for it. 20 guns is a little bit ridiculous. So he was obviously involved with smuggling.
That's what I tend to think. And who was he doing it for? Is he doing it for the government? Because that's the other thing. Is like he may have
smuggling weapons to ISIS.
Maybe. I mean, like, I forget. There's like a Tom Cruise movie about like during the Reagan administration when they were doing that gun running, and they eventually like took him out because the government didn't want him talking and they wanted to quiet up. I wonder if this guy is kind of like that, but a little different. Where like maybe he was gun running, but he was doing something else for the government, or there's some sort of government, like he was sort of like an informant. And then
maybe maybe the government's trying to go and send money to either ISIS or another terrorist body out of the Middle East.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing I was saying. It was like a kind of like a
like Iran-Contra.
Yeah, Iran-Contra. That's what I was looking for.
Or they're sending it to the rebels, or maybe like I don't know. Like there's some stuff with ISIS there. Like they have a lot of U.S. equipment.
Mm-hmm. Well, because a lot of it's stolen, but I'm wondering if it's a Contra sort of thing, and then the government was like, "Oh shit, we can't have the American public, knowing that one of our Contra people was the biggest mass shooter in history. Like that would just shut down the CIA, and they hushed it up. Like it could be something like that. I don't know. It's just a thought. Don't see.
Maybe they set them up over there, and the CIA started to go and shoot at the people. No, and then they had that guy knocked out over there. And then by the time they came in there, the police, the CIA was already gone.
I don't think so, because they would just have him like commit suicide or something. Why kill a bunch of innocent people and draw more attention to it?
Because it will distract from like maybe he was about to go and tell them or something, and they want him to be dead. And if this guy just died, then people might be more interested. Like now, people are like, "Oh, this guy's like he did all this stuff. It's like with the
Yeah, but they have him on video planning the massacre. Like, they have him buying the guns and all that stuff.
Well, he bought the guns, but that doesn't, there could be other reasons why an armed smuggler would want to purchase guns other than to commit a mass shooting. There's a couple different reasons why he would want to do that.
Maybe he just didn't like country music.
I don't think that. I don't know. Like, there's some stuff with that person. I don't.
Well, and apparently there was stuff on like his laptop or something, or something could like he'd been to other concerts before. I remember, and like he'd been planning this out for a while. It's just so weird.
Well, maybe there was something else that was supposed to happen at this concert, other than the mass shooting.
I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised. Once you go and take a look into what the garment, I really like when you have the fucking garment, like basically want to go and have a false flag to start a war with Cuba. Nothing really surprises
you. Yep. Dude, that was my first big red pill on that conspiracy shit. That's not conspiracy. It's fucking fact.
So do you think that the government who would have us declare potentially nuclear war would have any thoughts about, killing, 50, injuring a couple hundred people?
No. Yeah.
They wouldn't give a shit. And, why would they want to go and have this guy do that? Because they wanted to go and shut him up, and maybe they wanted to go and make a fucking message too. Because not only are you dead, but you are hated by everyone. It's a fate worse than death.
This is an interesting detail that I didn't know about. He didn't watch Mythbusters. It says, in addition to shooting at the concert goers, Las Vegas shooter fired 8 bullets at a large jet fuel tank at McCarran International Airport, 2,000 feet away. 2 of those bullets struck the exterior of the tank, with 1 bullet penetrating the tank. The fuel did not explode because jet fuel is mostly kerosene, which is unlikely to ignite when struck by a bullet. So he was trying to make a big boom, too.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not convinced that he was the actual one doing it.
I think he was. Like, that to me is undoubted.
Do we have video of 100% actually performing the shooting?
I'm not sure. Now, if somebody else was doing it, we would see them leaving the hotel room, though.
Maybe. Because I didn't think that they had the. I didn't think they had the footage.
I'm not sure.
I mean, with these hotels too, they could have just went through the ceiling. We could have had some agents up over there just do that, knock the guy out. Go up through the ceiling, knock the guy out, perform the shooting, go up. But until I actually see a full investigation, I have my thoughts go to the worst. So the government's covering something up. This guy knew too much. Because there's no reason why that guy'd be shooting. Like, if you go and look at the profiles of actual mass shooters, he does not fit any of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's something weird here.
So that's why I really don't think that, that was probably what happened.
Mm-hmm.
He could have, but I don't really see why. There's more shit you could do. If you're this guy. There's something shady going on.
Yeah, I'm trying to read some more of it here.
And honestly, they should have interrogated the wife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder what she said. Because they did talk to her, I would think. Fuck. In the section on Wikipedia about conspiracies, the first thing is about 4chan. 4chan thread, which misidentified the shooter and described him as a registered Democrat, briefly featuring in the top stories. on Google search. That's funny.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, he was definitely. There's some stuff going on with that guy, and I ain't too sure what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Really can't know what actually happened with him, why he did it. Mm, she would probably know because, like, that's the thing too. Mass shooters, they don't really have girlfriends, to my knowledge.
Yeah, they're usually, I hate to put it this way, but incels.
Yeah, usually get incels. They're usually not rich, or if they are, it's like they're usually younger. Like this guy is way too old to be doing that shit. Did he have any kids?
I don't think so. He had a brother that was really strange. Well, it's getting late. I hope you had a good time, Sam. I know we kind of jumped in at the last minute here, but that was still fun. Got to look for houses that we can't afford and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, it was absolutely fun. Yeah, I mean, we we did a 3 hour podcast the other night, so
Mm-hmm.
it's
So we just came back
it's
for
always
more.
it's always fun. Now, if only YouTube will stop like hiding your channel and my channel. Um, I I I swear to God, I don't even think it's like anything like their censorship. I just think that YouTube is broken because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, I don't know. I get so much unrelated shit that I don't want to watch. Like I see the fucking news up there, like news channels like MSNBC and shit. They're doing this on
yeah.
purpose. Don't for a second give them the benefit of the doubt. 'Cause they don't deserve.
Well, that's true. But like, I'm talking like I'm not even seeing like, you know, I'm not even like seeing my movie review channels that I usually sub to
Mm-hmm.
anymore, and those are like not political at all. So
I think it's a combination of both. Like the algorithms are biased in more ways than one. To
Well,
put
I
it.
think that they kind of more focus you to mainstream channels.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
yeah, that's true.
Oh my God, the Las Vegas shooter's younger brother called him, um, I guess his brother's referring to the quote king of microaggression.
Mm.
It's a fucking lefty term.
Yep.
Anyway, thank God we went from one depressing topic, while we're living in another, which is strange. But thank you everyone for tuning into another Real News Quarantine. It is another day in quarantine ticking away. Well, maybe we'll reopen eventually, but the curve is
Can
still
I?
not being flattened. And yeah, I was gonna say you can get the last word, and Sam, plug your shit, do whatever you want.
Well, I don't really need to plug something. I don't want to go off on a tangent because we'll be here for like the next 20 minutes. But do do either of you like feel kind of slightly? I mean, I don't want to say depressed, but like I don't know how else to say it. But I was like, this quarantine left you feeling like down at all or
Oh
anything,
yeah,
You
or is
yeah.
can't,
that just
we can't do anything. Like, there's really nothing fun to do other than just sit inside. And like, for some people, this is like heaven because they can sit inside, get paid money. This is like the Andrew Yang fucking lifestyle right here. But for people that actually like to go to work, that like to go outside and do things other than like mow the lawn and like basic fucking human needs, we might go to the store. Like, it's nothing. I used to love to go to the store to go and look for shit, not to go and wear a fucking mask.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's a pain in the ass to go and just like deal with that shit.
yeah? I mean, I kind of got screwed over, like I got screwed over with like an internship that I was doing for like the school, and like
Uh,
technically I'm still in it, but
oof.
it's not the same. Like there's something about like going to like an office and like actually like having a workspace and like
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to like I'm like one of these people where like if whether it be school or like what work or whatever, like I like being able to like have my work shit and my school shit, you know, at like a separate place and then finish that and then come home. And now with like having to telework, I feel like, it's all jumbled together.
Mm-hmm.
But, beyond that, like I just and I think I mentioned this at the end of my podcast. I feel like they could, if they wanted to, they could just keep like pushing the date back more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
So,
Unfortunately, I think they have to. That's the problem. I think there'll come a point once the curve starts going down. That's when I say we can go back, but social distance, wear masks.
I'm fucking done with social distancing, man. Fuck this shit. Let's just fucking open it back up, man. Have the people who are vulnerable stay home. Let the people give people a fucking waiver, like, hey, you're potentially putting your life at risk. Sign over here if
Mm-hmm.
you're a healthy person. Just fucking do it.
well, I feel like that's the thing though. It's like we still don't know jack shit about this virus
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
Like, they just added like this is what's weird is like I woke up this morning and uh like turned on my iPad and like they added more symptoms on like overnight it seems.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And there's multiple strains of it and everything. And I was gonna mention something else to dive into conspiracies again, real quick before we close. But the U.S. is now at 988,000 cases. We're gonna hit a million soon. But when this is all over, like it's gonna just be a totally different world. I mean, this is just. I mean, and the depression thing you were mentioning too. Like people are gonna have post-corona, like depression. I mean, or traumatic, problems. I mean, I'll admit, like I even was talking to my girlfriend about this last night. Like I felt genuinely the most depressed I felt in a long time. Maybe ever. Well, yeah, it was probably some other time, but over the past couple days, I don't know what it was about, but it hit me so hard. It just felt like this big cloud above me that I just couldn't. I was so unmotivated to even like try to get out of it. Like it was just I hated it. So I feel you, and
yeah, it's hit me. So
yeah,
um I
it's
mean,
really weird feeling. Like it's I don't know. I mean, it makes you question like, oh, do I have depression? Am I a depressed guy? Like what's going on? Like it's really crazy.
well, and like the weird thing too is like I like being at home. Like I'm a homebody, like generally, but there's something about like being about like having the option to be home, and then there's
The
like
freedom
being
to do what
man,
you want.
and then like there's being mandated to like stay at home.
Well, for
Waiting for
me,
the
it
next
doesn't even
round of
feel
fucking protests
mandated.
to start.
What was that?
I'm waiting for the next round of protests to start.
Yeah, Alex Jones had things saying like there's gonna be a can't close us #2, whatever it's fucking called. But the thing that for me, it's like I don't feel mandated. I just feel forced by fear of getting a fucking virus. It's
I
like,
don't give a fuck about the virus, man.
dude, I do. It causes potentially permanent lung damage.
Oh well, man. I already fucked up my lungs enough. Fuck it.
Well,
Fuck it.
Alex is a dead man walking
Dude, I've been hit
already.
by a fucking car going 35, man. Do you think a fucking virus scares me?
I mean,
Like
technically, yeah.
like I said, dead man walking.
I've
So
survived more than this shit. I've survived like fucking multiple car crashes. I've had I had a bad roll of sushi once, and I was out for 3 days where I couldn't eat or drink anything without it coming back up. Like this little virus, like a 10% death rate. Not even 10. It's like a 1% death rate, dude.
Yeah, but it has.
Yeah.
1%. I'll fucking roll the dice on that.
Well, the other thing I want to dive into really quickly before we close is I've never bought the bullshit bat theory. I think they were doing something in that lab and they fucked up and they leaked it out. What do you guys think? What's your hot takes on this?
Yeah, true.
I've said from day one that this, look, I believe that this was a biological warfare attack, technically by the Chinese that blew up in their face.
Well, I don't think they're planning on it releasing like this, but
I think they may have been playing with one, like they might have developed one. And oops, it leaked out. I mean, that's a possibility.
Yeah. I think that was the case. I think. So here's the timeline I see. So China has like a whole bunch of well, they still do. They had like a whole bunch of like innocent Muslims in like a labor camp or something. And so Trump and a bunch of like international leaders basically like condemned them for it and said, something like that, this is, they didn't say it like this, but paraphrasing, like, this is fucked up. We condemn this, and we're gonna impose more sanctions. So I think China in turn like said, was going to like try and do an FU, but then for whatever reason the virus got released on their population, just as hard. So
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Like I think it was created, but I don't think that they plan on being released because they would have killed too many of their own people. And they're lying about the numbers. I think that they were playing. There was probably a biowarfare agent that got out. And it ended up like there was probably infected bat. Then it was ate by like a fucking pangolin or something. Then it was ate.
I don't even think that part happened. I don't think the bat happened at all. I think that was just a false flag.
Well, I think it was probably a bat in a lab that they had, and like that they intentionally infected with the virus to study it. And they had again like this is all like get on the news or there was something where that like Wuhan had a medical like a bio warfare research lab and it was 2 miles away from this place. They apparently had a bat in there. Like I've heard rumors about this. Like this one's a little bit conspiracy theory, but the bat got out. Someone ate the bat, or someone, the bat spread to something else that someone ate. But they created this, and it accidentally got leaked. Was basically the discussion on that, and I think that's realistic. That's a realistic thing, and I hope that after this, one, China's gonna fucking pay. Two, the wet markets, they need to go away. Like they're disgusting, and it's surprising that more of these didn't happen. So that's where the SARS originally came from a fucking bat. So people just need to stop eating those.
I think they're practice. Like you want to talk about animal rights abuse? It's fucking China. Like the stuff they do to animals is pretty sick. So
I fucking kill Baskin. Stop bitching at fucking Joe Exotic.
I was literally just gonna say the same thing. Don't worry about fucking Joe. Worry about China. But we're gonna have to wrap it up. It's getting super late. I got school tomorrow. You probably do, Sam, too, maybe in some capacity. But
yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. You want to plug your shit real quick, Sam?
Yeah. As most of the regular viewers know, if you're a regular Versus Media viewer, you probably already know where I am. But just in case you don't, you can follow my podcast, The Whitfield Report, on YouTube and wherever else you find your podcast at. Follow me on Twitter at @70_NDC and make sure that you push that little notification bell for both YouTube and for Twitter. Otherwise, you won't find me because I'm shadow banned everywhere now. So,
yeah,
just like these guys are. So
Yep, it's the unfortunate reality of fucking Twitter.
But anyway, thanks for having me on, guys. It's fun talking about real estate and Florida and drugs and movies and trad wives and everything else.
Conspiracies.
So,
We hit everything, all the good stuff.
yep. So,
Yep.
all right.
Thank you for coming on. We'll see you guys later. Thank you for tuning in. As always, have a nice night, day, wherever you are. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, wash your fucking hands.
Yes.